So probably because it's way easier to get a male cat fixed than a female cat. Because male cats, you literally this is kind of gruesome if you don't want to hear this. But do you know how they actually fix a male cat? Like male cats, and I think if they're smaller male cats, they literally just take like a pair of hair clippers. Oh, they're actually hair clippers now. But I seen a video on. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is Wednesday or Thursday, one of the two. It's Sunday, and it's actually the same day because I'm uploading every day because I can actually do that now because my internet's way faster. Before I couldn't do that because it took. Fuzzy, you should not be in there. You shouldn't be jumping around. One of our cats is back from surgery from yesterday. I haven't showed it yet because it showed up late. But we got 2 more in getting fixed today, and then hopefully when there's an opening, we'll get Mama fixed. So they said just to let the cats just not try to jump around too much for about a week, which they're not listening, as you can tell. Come here. Come here. You can't be jumping. Come here. Don't be jumping around. Come here. Oh, it's okay. Come here. You can't be jumping around. Come here. You can't be jumping around too much. They said try not to let them run around too much. Jump around a lot. And don't let them lick herself either, obviously. But yeah, there's a kitty cat. She just had surgery yesterday. She did not do good yesterday. She came home and she was all wobbly and stuff because the anesthetic was pretty bad. So hopefully the other cats aren't as bad as she was. She was pretty bad. I was actually kind of worried. But she pulled through it. And now she's back to normal today. She's trying to run around, play and everything. Anyways, guys, let's get this started. We'll come back in a few minutes. So, hi, guys. Before we get this started, I want to tell you guys to remember to comment, subscribe, and click the bell. And special bell. Red chip. I'll tell you guys in a little bit. So, hi, guys. I'm back. It is freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees right now. I think it's about freezing, but it's like 19 degrees last night. It's really cold last night. So hopefully that's... Oh, by the way, guys, my dog's doing better. For some reason, he's gaining weight, which is a good thing. I didn't expect him to be gaining weight. I thought he was just going to get worse and worse, but he's actually put on some weight. So he looked more like himself now. He's still really skinny, but he's not as skinny as he was. He was looking really bad there. He's actually got some strength back too, which is weird. I don't know how he's gaining weight back, but he is. So I don't know what's happening with him. Right, Mama? Yeah, you're next, Mama. As soon as we get opening. You're going on our next. Yeah, opening. As soon as we get opening, you're next. Hear me? Then we will advert the cat catastrophe, which is the cat overload. Because if we didn't get all them cats fixed, they would have all had babies and it would have been bad. And now the only way we can have kids is Mama. So we averted probably like 30 kittens being born. Because imagine if like all 3 of them got pregnant. Well, 2. Technically 3. If Mama got pregnant, she had like a kitten. She'd have like 3 kittens probably again. 1 to 3. And then the other cats probably have about 3 kittens each. That'd be 3, 6, 9. And then if we didn't get those cats fixed, they would have like 9 kittens in like 6 weeks. Or like 6 months. And before you knew it, we would have had like 100 cats. Which is what happened. Why cats? And also, if you didn't know, our state is like really bad about having too many cats. Like, we're like one of the worst states with over cat population. So on their website, it says like if you get a cat fix, it like takes like 10 cats out of the gene pool or something like that, or like out of the thing. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now we're gonna get Mama fixed and maybe even get this other cat down here fixed. It's not her. I don't know, not her, but there's another cat around here. There's a black cat that gets all their cats pregnant. So we might get him fixed. Maybe. We'll have, my uncle should probably fix it. We fix all cats. He should fix. I'm not saying he should, but he might fix it because it's pretty cheap down there, which is amazing. Oh, they also all got the rabies shot too, which is pretty cool. So, hooray for that. They need that too. So, hooray. Anyways, it's cold out here, guys. It's so cold I have my hand in my pocket. It's not super duper cold, but it's cold enough to know, like, yeah, it's cold. I'm actually getting more used to it now. The crazy swings are kind of gone where it's like really cold and really hot all of a sudden, so your body doesn't get shocked by it. So it's been like getting colder and colder. And then also tomorrow's supposed to be even worse. We're actually supposed to get some little bit of snow maybe. We're supposed to get some freezing rain tonight, a little bit of snow, so it might get pretty bad roads tomorrow. And we still got to take other cats down to vet, the big cats, the 2 cats we had forever. Not the 2, we haven't had them forever, but we had them for like 3 years now. Frisky and Ori, they got gonna take their rabies shot and get checked out by the vet. But yeah, it's amazing. We got all your babies fixed, Mama. No more gene pulls for you. Yeah, that's right. Mama says what? Mama says okay. You're next, Mama. You've had 2 litters of kittens already, and it's time next week. And then I'm gonna check if there's any opening from next week on, because it's been 5 weeks. As the vet says, you can do it now. And apparently, our vet says 8 weeks as soon as a cat gives birth, they go in the heat, which is insane to think about. So we have like 3 weeks to get her fixed. Hopefully, there's an opening by then, because they're always booked completely to the capacity for female cats, but male cats you can get them fixed literally any day of the week. So probably because it's way easier to get a male cat fixed than a female cat. Because male cats, you literally this is kind of gruesome if you don't want to hear this. But do you know how they actually fix a male cat? Like male cats, and I think if they're smaller male cats, they literally just take like a pair of hair clippers. I don't know if they're actually hair clippers now, but I seen a video on TV one time. It was like a documentary on how they fix cats. They literally go in and they have a cat just knocked out, and they take a pair of like, they look like hair clippers, and they zoop right off their, yeah. And then a boy, Jake, come here, don't run off. Come here, Jake. Come on, come here, don't run off. Come here, come here. I see you. Yeah, that's how they do. That's how they do boy cats. Zoop, and they're done. And yeah, it's pretty intense. And then female cats, they gotta like go in and rip out their ovaries. They gotta cut them open, which is why it's so much more involved, right, Mama? You better not be in heat, Mama. Jake, come here. Stop trying to run off. Come on, Jake. Stop trying to run off. And the door's breaking. The door does not want to shut. Come here, Jake. Come on, let's go back in. Come on, Jake. Let's go in. Come on. Come on. You ready to go inside? He said no. It's okay, Jake. Come on, Jake. Anyways, I don't know what else to do today. I might start vlogging the day of if I can get the video up before 9. So if I'm done vlogging by about, because most of the time I get up and I vlog and then I talk for like 10 minutes and then I basically do a thing at night when my dad's here, which my dad doesn't like being in a vlog anyways, on camera anyways. But then on the weekends, yeah, he'll be, this might be better actually. I don't know. We'll try this for a couple weeks and see how I like it, because I kind of like doing the same day of. It's kind of, because that way when I say what day it is, actually you guys know what day it is. And my vlogs just come out later day, probably around 9. If I don't get out by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll probably put out the next day. But hopefully I can get them out by 9, because before the issue was like, why I couldn't do vlog on the same day is one, my internet was atrociously bad. It took like 12 to 16 hours to upload a video, which is ridiculously bad. Now I can upload a video. They got 20, 30 minute video in like 30 minutes, maybe even 15, depending on what quality it is. Anywhere from like 15 to 30 minutes is like the maximum. But it takes me like 2 hours to upload the edit the video and stuff. So that's what's gonna take a little bit of time, but it should be fine, right? Right. Guys, I can't wait till spring. This is the time of year when I want to plant stuff, but there's no way to be planting anything. It's kind of wonky. Anyway, Jake, go. Go, 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 go. Get in there and don't let the cat out. Don't let the kitten out. Whoop. Who is still farming this time of year? I don't think, around here, I don't think anybody farms anything. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I want to talk about the garden some more, because I want a garden, and I don't know why. And I want a garden now, but then when summer comes, it's too hot to garden. Last year, technically this year, the garden did terrible. One, I had a crazy cover crop that I didn't dig up, which I probably should have, or tarp. I didn't kill it, because online it said, oh, you can just, well, we had rye and we had clover, which I didn't really think the clover would die. The way I did, I wanted to have the rye grow up, and then I was going to cut down the rye and then plant directly into it as like use it like the rye as a mulch. But what happened was, the rye decomposed, right? And then the clover bounced back and took over the entire garden. It literally smothered all the plants, and I was too lazy to come out here and pull all the clover out by hand. And you couldn't use the tool that I like using, the stirrup hoe, whatever you want to call it. So I like that because it's really quick. It's way easier than a regular hoe. You got to do, and you do like way more, way faster. But in order to come out here and take care of the plants, you had to come out and put like all the, and it was really hard to dig in. Like the root system was crazy in that clover. So that's what happened with that. And then once some of the clover died, more weeds popped up, like ragweed and stuff, and it got really tall and big. So it was really bad. And then it just kind of took over everything. And then another thing was, it was raining just about every day. Like every other day it was raining, so it was like really hard to get in the garden to work because I don't really want to work on the garden when it's muddy. You're not supposed to anyways. But yeah, that's why our garden did terrible this year. But the next year we're going to we're either going to tarp it or we're going to dig it up. Because again, digging up is like a whole thing. People say, oh, you should never dig up your garden. It's as long as you add organic matter to it and you cover crop it, I don't think it's too bad for it. But if you do like all three, like if you dig it up like multiple times a year, because some people will dig it up and then they'll dig up between the rows to keep the weeds down, which is really bad. We don't want to do that because you'll pulverize your soil to nothing. If you dig up like once a year, I think you should minimize tilling as much as possible. Maybe twice a year. If you put in cover crop, you want to do it twice a year because you do it in the spring and then in fall to dig it up and make it fluffy for your grass to grow, your cover crop to grow in. But as long as you minimize tilling, you should be fine. I say once, twice a year, maybe. That'd be maximum. But if you really want to go no-till, you're going to put in a lot more work. In order to do no-till, you got to like tarp it to get like that nice fluffy soil. It needs to go cover crop, cut down with like a weed eater or a scythe or whatever you want to do. And then basically tarp it and let the bacteria and your earthworms eat up your stuff. But if you're doing like all three bad things, if you're using herbicides, pesticides, and you're digging up your soil constantly, those are like the three worst things you can do for your garden. And you don't add anything nutrients to it, because a lot of like big farmers, they don't like organic matter to your soil no more. They just let it, and then they dig it up and they spray it with Roundup for like all winter long. Like they'll go there like twice a week and spray it Roundup just so they can plant into it immediately in the summer, in the spring. It's insane. It's actually insane how bad the people treat their farms out, like the big giant corporate owned farms. It's terrible how bad they treat their farms. And like one guy owns like 50 million acres and they plant like soybean, corn, and that's what all America grows is soybean, corn, and that's about it. We don't hardly grow any fruits and vegetables anymore. I think the only like nuts we grow is like most of our food comes from like Mexico anymore. Seriously, most of our fruits and vegetables comes from like Mexico. America just grows grain. We grow corn, soybeans, and I think there's another one. I can't remember the one that is, but we don't. And I think sugar beets. It's like a big export. But yeah, that's about all we grow: corn, soybean, and that's about it. And maybe sugar beets. That's literally all what America grows anymore. We don't hardly grow any of our own fruit and vegetables anymore. We import most of our fruits and vegetables from like Mexico. Seriously, it's insane if you think about it. And then I think we have like the biggest almond in the world, like farmers. That's California. Which almonds have their own thing because California doesn't get much rain and almonds like a lot of rain. And so most of their water goes to almond farms, which is insane to think about. They don't really need to do that. If you add organic matter to your soil, you can cut down your water by like a lot. Actually, just adding a mulch or any plants cut down on water too, because then it doesn't evaporate. Because if you the more organic matter in your soil, the better the ground can absorb the water and hold it in place. If you just dig up your garden and keep it completely bare, what happens is it turns into like sand, hard, and the sun bakes it. If you don't keep nothing hot, the sun will bake it, and it gets like cracks it, and then the water just runs off. It doesn't absorb into the soil. But if you have like nice fluffy organic matter in your soil, it actually sucks it into your soil, and it's a lot better. It's like it has like holes in it and stuff. It really sucks it down in. It's kind of insane, right, kitty cat? He says what? He says, yep, that's right. Anyways, guys, I guess I'll get off here and stop talking about stuff. I just want to garden now in the middle of winter. No big deal. Now, if we live down south, we could actually have we live like in like Alabama, Florida, obviously Florida, but if we live like down south where it's like a higher zone, we're like zone 6B, so we're pretty northern-ish, so it's pretty cold. But if we live in like zone 7, 8, 9, we could definitely have like a fall garden. You could actually grow year-round like zone 8 and up. So, yay. Right, kitty cat? Right, mama. Right, mama. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Hi, guys, I'm back. Gonna vlog. Didn't do a lot today. Mostly just talked about like more gardening. I really want to garden. This is weird. It's weird how in the middle of winter you want to garden, and then summertime comes you don't want to garden more because it's too hot. It's really weird. But if only we could have a greenhouse and garden in the middle of winter. It'd be fun. You actually can do that. You can actually make like passive greenhouses where you have like big jugs of water on top and you plant like the ground black, and you don't have to have no heat in the summer, and it stays like 7 degrees year round. It's pretty cool stuff. Anyways, guys, guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So whoop whoop, bye, guys. I want to tell you guys, if you made this far, it really means a lot to me. If you want to watch more, you can click here, subscribe down below, do all three, click all these videos, do whatever you want. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So